Hey everyone, today I'll be explaining 4 techniques that we use here in the CMB. First one of these is going to be the attention position, which looks like this. So this is just the position that we default to whenever we're on the field and we are neither marching nor playing. And I'll explain it from the feet going up towards the head. Starting with your feet, you want to make sure your toes and your heels are touching right together, just like so. And you want to make sure your feet are pointing straight in the direction you're facing. So if you're on a yard line, for example, you want to make sure your feet are pointing straight along that yard line. Now moving up towards your legs, you want to make sure your legs stay straight. You don't want any bend in them or anything like that. But you want to also make sure you don't lock your knees, because that can make you pass out and that is not good. All right, now moving on to your waist, you want to lean slightly forward so that your center of gravity is lined up straight with the center of your feet. Now moving on to your abs and your core area, you want to make sure you're bracing your abs, flexing your core, so that you create a nice, strong position on the field. Now moving on to your hands. So with your instrument hand, you'll hold your instrument like so, and you'll make sure that your horn is parallel with the ground. And now, to place it along your body, you take the mouthpiece and you line up straight with your side, just like this. And then you also don't want to make sure your elbow doesn't flare out, so you tuck your elbow in like so. And this will be the left hand position. All right, now moving on to the right hand, you want to take your fingers, ball them up, make sure your thumb's on the outside like that. Then you line up the knuckle of your thumb right with the bottom of your pocket, and you tuck your elbow. You don't want it flaring again. You want it nice, lined up like that. And together, this is what your hand position should look like in the attention position. Now, moving on to the shoulders and chest area, you want to bring your shoulders back and puff your chest out, which will also help create a stronger impression on the field. Now, finally, with your head, you want to make sure that you're looking slightly up with a positive angle, and you want to keep your eyes level with where you're pointing. You want to make sure you're not looking like down at the ground or anything like that, because that looks pretty unprofessional. All right, and when you put it all together, attention position will look something like this. All right, now moving on to horns up. This is the technique that we use to get to from the attention position to our playing position. And this is what that'll look like with a count off. 5, 6, and U-V-A. So this is a pretty simple technique. On the U of our count off, you stick your left hand with your horn straight out in front of you so that it is parallel with the ground. Then on the V, you take your right hand, you uncurl your fingers all in one smooth motion, and have your fingers facing together like that, and have it just straight in front of you, parallel with your horn, like this. And then on the A, you bring both of your arms together so that you're ready to play, just like that. And now putting it all together, here is our horns up. 1, 2, and U-V-A. All right, and that should be it for the horns up position. Now going into the horns down. And this is again just how we go from the playing position to the attention position. All right, so it's basically the same thing except in reverse. This is an example. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, go, who's. All right, so if you heard when I said go, you want to make sure that both of your hands are straight out in front of you, again, like how it was for the horns up. And then on the who's, you just bring them right back to where they were for attention position. So putting that all together, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, go, who's. All right, and that's the horns down. Now, the final thing I will be teaching you guys is how to mark time. Unlike in high school where you might have just lifted your heel up, here in the CMB, we lift our whole foot up. And you want to make sure that you keep your legs straight while you do this. And you want to make sure when you lift your foot up, your foot stays nice and parallel to the ground. So with a count off, marking time will look something like this. 5, 6, and 5, 6, 7, 8. And that should be it. Thank you guys for watching, and the plus drill will be in the next part. 5, 6, and U-V-A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place, close.